Okay, hopefully, colleagues, welcome to, what is today, February 9th? Is it the 9th or the 10th?
9th.
Okay, crap, I don't know. So, folks, you have less than a week to buy that certain somebody, a certain something. Love is in the air. I'll start singing if you want. Snow's melting. We like that. We've got several use agreements to go over tonight. It's that time of the year. So we'll get to those shortly. Real quick, hopefully, thank you, Ms. D, getting the minutes out. I'd entertain a motion to accept, change, delete the minutes from January.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Changes, additions? Being none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Couple of things here real quick. As usual, the city screwed up in reverse and did an outstanding job of getting snow off streets and out of neighborhoods. So the bar has always been and keeps being set high. And I want to give a shout out to, let Eric maybe go over our parks employees who contributed to making Lawrence streets after a big snow, which it's hard to believe it's already been a week. Makes our neighbors envious of how well and how quickly we get the streets cleaned off. So Eric, kind of an idea?
Just briefly, the Parks Department came in at 3:30 on Thursday morning, and we worked until roughly 10 o'clock that night, and then came back at 4:30 on Friday and worked till 8 o'clock. So about 28 hours or so. Pushing snow, and I have to report that I was the only one that tore anything up. I backed into a fence and
Why do you come out of the office?
tore up broke a,
I mean, Eisenhower didn't go swimming ashore at Normandy,
Well,
okay?
he did if he wanted to. But
Holy hell.
we bought a new piece of equipment last year for the sidewalk crew, and it really helped them out and got them out of the weather. But still a lot of work. You have to be out there. I think they did the city building 7 or 8 times during those 2 days just to keep the snow off. But all in all, it was a successful event for the city. And
I think you guys get to do it again. Last year, our 2 biggest snows came in at the end of February and at the end of March, so we're just warming up in the bullpen maybe, but it's a great job. High five to the fellas. Just, Eric, the next week or so, from about 5 to 8, because I got the email, there should be several cars parked up there at Fall Creek, Old Fall Creek Little League. They're holding a softball clinic using the batting cage indoor facility.
snow's moved, so they can,
Yep.
I don't know, we didn't.
So just a heads
I
up.
have to trudge back to the building, but
Okay. Shout out to Miss Amy, and I know Miss Norman and Miss Corey are going to be working closer on our social media outreach activity. So high fives, getting our, Frosty, you have youngins. How well was the skiing hill attended, the sledding hill attended?
It was very busy.
Somebody's going to find
a
that.
video soon.
Somebody's going to find out and put a truck out there.
I saw adults and children having a good time.
Real quick, I signed today an extension of the $200,000 Department of Natural Resources grant we got that's going towards Civic Plaza. And we weren't the only one that requested an extension to use those dollars, and it's extended to June 30th, 2023 now. So, and bids are out there. I've been in contact with, we do have a new kind of caveat here. We do have a new reuse authority executive director, Heather Milligan. She went from administrative assistant. She's our new executive director. Letha Dunstan went to develop Indy as our economic development coordinator, and that's an arm of Indy Chamber. So that's who this project will be working closely with. If you're bored, we have a FHRA meeting at 5:30 in here, or actually at the Starrett Center on Tuesday. We moved it so love can flourish. So there you go. Real quick, Eric, if you could get dates to Miss Norman for opening day so we can make sure they're posted. That's Fall Creek Little League and OYO. And you can throw rocks at me, Miss Corey. We're still doing City Cleanup Day on April 21st. Yes. Okay. Let you guys coordinate that. I'm looking at dates to put out there. You can throw rocks at me if I'm out of line, jumping the gun there a little bit. Eric, I know Frosty is still active on the ground out there, but real quick, what projects are we undertaking either in-house within the next, let's say, 30 to 60 days or contracting out?
Primarily, we're trying to finish up Gin Park, the flooring at Gin Park, and we had to do some remodifications, the kitchen in there. And then we're at Community Park also at the community center. Finishing the flooring up, we have a Midwest Stamp Club or Midwest Stamp show this weekend, so we didn't start on the floor, but we'll start that on next Monday, and hopefully conclude that within 10 days.
Got it.
Same time, we're doing the kitchen, the demo and remodel of the kitchen.
Got it. Real quick, guys, I love this. This is just for information purposes only. Peruse it. Does have the proposed guide from administration, and then there's some juicy tidbits pertaining to us, specific use for the next 2 years. So, like I said, this is just for information purposes. Hopefully, certain elements will be cooperative, and this can come to fruition for us. All right. Okay, anything from my colleagues here you want to bug Eric about? Go ahead, Thomas.
I got a question about the claims for the pickleball court. Why did those get held up in the council? They didn't. They were last year, and then they didn't approve it till this time. So was there a reason?
They have been approved. We are up to snuff with the contractor. So they have been paid.
Even with the change back orders?
The change orders will go on to the final invoice. But,
Okay,
but yeah, we are. I don't know, Tom, why they were held up.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're paying the bill.
We are, and that money was encumbered in funds from last year. So
we're good. They're not going to be coming out and milling them up. Hope not.
Are we going to request additional appropriations for all the projects that we had thought about doing for this year, or do we have decided that?
We're kind of taking our cues from the administration on how fast we want to. I know the fire department just had one issued for next month. Probably our next request will be for the roofing of the Starrett Center. I've gotten 3 quotes on that, and the controller has those. So we'll probably have something for this board next month to request, and then we'll go to the council for that.
That takes a little time to do.
It's going to take, yes. So fire department's kind of the guinea pig, so we'll see how quickly that goes. And
Now, are we going forward with the HVAC upgrades?
that was already encumbered from
Okay.
2021 funds.
Okay.
So yeah, we will. It's the same way you eat an elephant, one piece at a time. So we're gonna
Bring an elephant.
just take it kind of one at a time. See how.
Make sure we're going to get done whatever we need to get done.
Yes.
Anything else, colleagues? Real quick, Ms. Mazur, come up there. Kind of sure you and I will tag team. We are still going to do a recognition of our butterfly pollinator gardens. We are not going to do a formal ribbon cutting that in the traditional form. I'll just be honest, Eric and I talked, and Joe Murphy and I talked, and there ain't going to be nothing growing there come April 22nd yet, but what we are going to do is incorporate, we have Liz with City Productions. That's what I call Daniel and company. We are going to put together, and Eric, You'll have to shave and look professional. But me, Liz, Eric plan on, in April, we're going to go out there. We're going to put together what we have now, and I'll leave it up to the technological wizards and what this is going to look like a year from now. And we'll have signage. Eric, real quick, when do you anticipate getting signs out? I know it's winter, but
It's just as soon as we can get the vehicle out there because they have to use sign driver to put them in, so.
I personally, if we can't get them all in at once, I'd like to focus on one park where we would like to do a presentation, and if we can't get the others all in at the same time in a timely fashion, but I'd really like for us to focus, and I personally, you can choose, either go out to Veterans Park or do it at Lee Road Park.
Either one is fine with me.
Okay, but sometime in April, that's what we're going to do, and hopefully you two know about these shooting things. When should we see something?
I'm not sure what shooting things.
The stuff growing.
Justine, what kind language is that?
Well, it's Kentuckian, but I should have subtitles for this meeting.
The sprouts. So in the spring, we'll see some greenery. By next year, we should have a year from April, we should have some flowering.
Okay.
Some of them will take two or 3 years, but remember, at first they sleep, then they creep, and then they leap. So,
And your homework assignment is so we can create a sustainable time lapse of this whole process. That's really what I want.
figure that out, and I will not be drawing it, so people will be able to follow along.
So I'm going to be putting you in contact with Daniel probably tomorrow. So I'll email out what I'd like to see you and him to produce. He knows how to put it out. You know what it should look like. And we'll put together, you and Eric will put a program. We'll go out to one of the two parks and we'll do a production. And Amy and Miss Corey put it out on all of our social platforms and make it happen.
It's not going to be a live production, is it?
It will be taped.
Good.
Oh, you know, guys are no fun.
There will be retakes, I'm sure.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Liz.
Thank you.
All right. Eric, what do you have for us, my friend?
Really nothing else. I wanted to mention April the 16th, our first partnership with Ymca on our spring fling. Corey's organized that to do our annual Easter egg hunt, or egg hunt, at the Lawrence Community Center on the 16th. So watch for that.
Okay.
Other than that, and financial situation, we've looked at the budget, and we've already spent some money, so we're keeping a close eye on things. We do have to ask, as Tom mentioned, for a additional appropriation in our fuel area. So we're not sure if we'll do that internally in the budget or if we'll ask for outside assistance on that. But
That would be one of my questions.
we're a little short on our diesel funding for the year.
That's what I thought. Anything else? All right, we got a kind of a full gathering here tonight. We have use agreements with YMCA, Circle City Athletics, and the Gaelic Athletic Association. So first up, our friends from the Y, come on down, and they're going to kind of explain a little bit where and what and why they want to expand and hang out with the cool kids, us.
Well, great. Thank you for having us tonight. I'm Jenny Sarah. I'm the District Vice President for the YMCA, and this is Amber Miller, our Sports Director at the Y. So just to remind you a little bit about our Y here on the fort, our Benjamin Harrison Y. We've been here since 1997, so we're celebrating our 25th anniversary this year, so we're excited to do that. And over the 25 years, we have continued to grow and grow. COVID has, the pandemic has set us back a little bit, but still, even in a pandemic, we served around 19,000 individuals last year at this facility that we have here. So we're proud of what we've accomplished and the residents that we're able to serve. It's important to us. And 29% of those individuals are receiving some sort of financial assistance. So myself, my staff team, my board of directors, we all work hard. We raised over $270,000 last year to provide assistance, and actually we gave out more than what we raised, and we continue to do that. So 29% are receiving financial assistance, and out of the individuals we served last year, 7,500 were children. They were children, and our facility is fantastic. It's 56,000 square feet, though. We're out of space. We're out of space, and our grounds aren't quite up to what we need them to be. We also have a very large older adult population. We have a pickleball group that plays 4 days a week at our facility. We have people asking for pickleball in the evenings, and we just can't accommodate it with the programming that we have. So I'm going to let Amber share a little bit more about the needs for the programming.
Hello. Like Jenny said, we have been growing over the last 25 years. COVID did set us back, but the great thing is in sports, we did not get set back. We are looking, we've been off-site for years now. I've been with Benjamin Harrison for 7, 8 years. And we've always been off-site for soccer, and we are growing, and we're continuing to grow. And we've been using a church off of 30th and 38th Street. So we want to bring it closer to home and be closer to home. That's why we're asking if we can use Burns Park, so that the kids can get quality program on an actual size soccer field versus a shorter version of a soccer field. So that's a big thing that we're looking for and we're excited about. And then as for pickleball, with COVID, we get pickleball 4 days out of the week, but unfortunately we had to take evenings away to accommodate for our cardio dance programs and then my other sports programs that go on. So unfortunately we don't have evening pickleball, which is a big request in our community. And so being able to have pickleball courts, especially in the summertime, because camp loves to take over my gym as well. So it's very crowded at BH, like Jenny said. And so being able to get into the community more and having sports is a big thing on our list. So.
Question for him? Okay, well, go ahead, Thomas.
These programs, are they open just to members or?
No, they're open to non-members and to members. We do pricing that is, you get a better price if you're a member than if you're a non-member, but we keep, especially for youth sports, we keep it very similar. And even if a non-member comes in, and we base our financial assistance off of household income and household size, they are still eligible to receive that financial assistance as well.
And where I compliment the Y, I beat this drum on every chance I get. I'm never, allude to things, but I'm going to. I would bet that a number of the kids that are on I call them scholarships, are south of Pendleton Pike. That's, of course, part of our community. You hear me beat the drum on a regular basis that are not served by a local park. It's not even real close to an indie type of park. So the Y is kind of an extension of a local park. And they've screwed up in reverse. They've outgrown their stay. And that's what we're here to do tonight. Miss Corey, come on down. And what we're going to do is we have a use agreement.
Can I interject one thing?
Yes.
Jenny and Amber, what's your age categories? It's
Yes.
K through?
It is ages 4 through 10.
So the board knows that doesn't, FC Pride doesn't start until 8, so it won't, this is more of a
The rec league, the true sense.
true rec league, so.
We call it a feeder program. We're here to feed our community.
There you go.
Get them involved, stuff like that. And that's, the biggest thing is when they come to us, they learn the basics and the joy of the game. And then that's when they're like, what can we do next? And then that's when we feed into the school system, into FC Pride and stuff like that.
Real quick, how many kids have, in the perfect year, I don't know how bad COVID affected, but how many kids have played in the soccer league?
Shockingly, thanks to COVID, I've had my biggest league this past year.
I bet you had to get out some
and
again.
I would say it was up to 75 kids total. Pretty big for us.
Yeah.
Normally we're in like the 20 to 40 range, but I have 75 kids. It was
Yeah, people want to go outside and stay local. Yep. Thank you.
I just wanted to say, Amber and her group, they do a great job.
Yeah, it's like I said, they are able to provide some services that are desperately needed. With that said, Ms. Korn is going to walk us through a perspective here of a use agreement between the city and the YMCA. I will let her go over the particulars of it, and I'll need a resolution, then we can kick around discussion. Ms. Korn.
Okay, you have a copy of this in front of you, but you'll see that the YMCA is interested in using the football fields over at Burns Park, and that's where they'll be doing the youth soccer. And then they are also interested in using 4 of the 8 pickleball courts. So even when they are there using them, there will be courts available for open play as well. And you can see that if you look at point 2 on the agreement, it talks to when they would be doing 2 sessions of soccer, one in spring and one in fall, and that would be 2 days a week, Mondays and Thursdays. And then for pickleball, they'd be using 4 of the courts. There they are looking from 5 to 9, and that is 3 sessions, one beginning in April, one in June, and one in July. As far as revenue, this would generate about $3,000, just shy, $2,976 of revenue annually. They're looking to go into a 3-year agreement with us, so that would be, what, $9,000. Oops, my phone turned off. I had it. $9,312 over the 3 years. And that's looking and saying this is where we are today and this is the programming. I think it's important to also look and see that, you know, as it grows and they get more space, you don't know what might happen. You'll see there are some, like with all our leagues and with all our agreements, there is some minimum use. So in order for them to be able to meet this, there is a number of registered participants per session that is listed in point 4. And the rest is very much, you know, our typical agreement with licensings, and also with this, they would also be looking at doing a June tournament where they would be bringing people for soccer to Lawrence, and so really looking at how we can get some of those additional things happening to bring people to Lawrence and show just how great our city is and the wonderful things happening in our parks.
And they are up to snuff on point 17, which of course is a big one. That's the insurance and all that fun stuff. Real quick, this is a question for Ms. Korn and our Y folks. Have you determined yet if you're going to operate out of the concession stand at all at Burns Field?
As of right now.
Okay, that's a logistic thing, conversation Eric, you and I will need to have, depending on which direction that goes, use of that building.
And your on-site supervisor will have access to the restrooms and will provide a key, and you'll be responsible. Yeah.
Will we get a key at the beginning of the season and then return it at the end of the season?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to make sure my staff.
Oh, really?
Cheap.
Any other questions?
Any questions there? Go ahead, Thomas.
It's a 3-year
Yes.
license, and how did you determine the fee?
The fee is based on hourly usage, and we really, when we look at the pickleball courts, we are very competitive within the community and referenced other pickleball facilities around to know where our rates were. And then also when we looked at the use of the soccer fields with some changes that were going on together. Eric was involved, Joe and Jeff, in really looking at what we needed to be competitive and to continue to support our community to have these offerings happening.
Tell you what, I'll be honest, when it was just the 4B, Eric, Joe, and Corey, math and ciphering was going on to the nth degree sitting around the table. to make it work out, and not necessarily put the squeeze to the Y and what they want to do, but also to try to, we're not going to get rich off this.
No, that's not the point. My concern would be, how do the other leagues feel about this? Are we
Well, currently, right now,
okay with, we're going to be okay with them?
right now, the 2 days a week, the Y will be out there for a period of time. We have a hurling agreement. We'll be out there for a couple days. Currently, right now, there is no youth football out there.
I'm not concerned about the conflict of time.
Right.
It's the money part of it.
Yeah.
We're going to, because we have them paying too. We have the other groups
Graduation.
paying too.
We actually.
Are we
yes.
going to be okay?
We are going to be okay, and we are actually, as we look through our agreements, we are making sure that we are covering our lights, our operations, all those kinds of things, to make sure that we are covering the expense to what to do. And our goal is, a lot of this we've compared. I met with the previous director of Indy Parks, who had a lot of use agreements out there, and with what they did, and really in looking at that, it's the economy, it's really the keeping your parks busy and making sure they're programmed all the way, and you don't have those idle times, that we make sure that that's where you get it. Having one or two, you look at it and you say, so it's $3,000 this year. But it's that $3,000 with the next that keeps growing, and really makes that happen to be able to cover those expenses that are happening within the parks.
Yeah, I totally agree with the idea of keeping the parks busy.
Yeah.
It should be used as much as possible. The other leagues, though, have we talked to them about?
Well, we've got negotiations to do with Fall Creek Little League and OYO and FC Pride Soccer, so we'll have those discussions with them.
Because I'd be a little concerned about, I don't have any idea about what's fair and what's not fair.
Correct.
But I have a little concern about fairness across the board.
Right, consistency, yep. I agree with
Yeah,
that.
and we really looked at that in making sure that we are being consistent. I do think that also the good piece is to Amber's point, is that we will not be competing with what is currently happening, because they truly are. The Y serves as a feeder and has that niche, and so how it takes it to the next step, next level.
And the other part would be the 3-year license. We've traditionally done 1 year, except in
Except with the FC Pride
cases.
And OYO.
and
There's
OYO.
been some overpowering reason why we've done that, like borrowing money or whatever.
Correct. And to be honest, this is the opportunity, that term is to hopefully, you got 70 kids last year. The goal is it'll be at a stable place. It's in the shadow of the current Y. Them knowing that they have a guaranteed spot for the next 3 years. God knows what the world will look like 3 years from now, but at least for the next 3 years, they feel confident and they know they'll have a place to do it. That was my goal, because we kicked around how long an agreement we should give, and that was my throw in. I said 3 years, they'll get a feel. They may not like us after 1 year. Okay, we may be so difficult. They may say, "No, we're leaving." But I thought 3 years was a fair. And it's amazing how fast 3 years goes. But I thought was a fair duration.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with that, because the Y's not going away. But the other groups, are they going to want longer agreements?
We've got the next one we're going to look at. CCA is looking at a longer, beyond 1 year.
Okay.
The initial agreement with CCA is 1 year, but there are other things that they are looking at that would increase as it goes. But we are a new market for CCA, where the Y obviously has, since they're based here, has that experience within the community. So,
Like I say, the 3 years is not the problem. It's the other groups,
Well,
what we're going to do about them.
I'll just jump in and say, I think we're at a point now where we're seeing the groups that are actually working, and a 2 or 3 year agreement will help their stability. Where some of them,
We didn't know if they were definitely year to year.
Yeah, I know.
understand. So that's something we'll be looking at with the other groups also, Tom.
Okay. Good.
Good question. That's what we have. We're entering, especially with the Y in the CCA group, we're entering into use agreements in a structure we've never done before. And I think we need to ask those questions to a point where we're comfortable, but more importantly, we've done our due diligence for the city and make sure they're comfortable. But no, we got to ask these questions because, like I said, we're entering into a world we haven't entered into before.
That's correct.
All right. Anything else? All right. I would entertain a motion. The City of Lawrence enter into a 3-year agreement on the terms indicated with the YMCA Fort Benjamin Harrison.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Ladies, I'm signing on the dotted line. Here we go. And Miss Jenny, you get to sign on the dotted line too here. Yeah, come on down. Unless you want to sit through and
Another hour?
another hour.
Unless you want to get some mileage from going back and forth.
We're the fun group. You need fun.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Here you go, Miss D. All right, next on the agenda, this is definitely unique for us. This is group Circle City Athletics want to enter into a use agreement out at Lee Road as it's the first big step towards repurposing Lee Road Park. We have a little presentation here. Ms. Korn.
Okay, CCA apologized they could not be here today, but because their business happens in the evening, they're off running some different activities in other places. But there's a presentation in front of you. They've been around since 1984, and they are considered Indy's premier organizer of adult sports leagues. This is a co-ed social league, not a competitive type of thing. It's very much very social and just great way to get a lot of people out having a good time. They do everything from kickball and softball, co-ed softball, to bocce ball and cornhole, and they even have Ymca places. So a lot of different things. Circle City Athletics started as a flag football and transformed to the largest adult intramural operation in the Indianapolis area. They offer over 20 sports. They are locally owned and operated. So you can see on the next page, there are some current locations. They have many more, but they do actually are at some YMCA's. So they actually, they actually do some things at the Benjamin Harrison YMCA. They had a really strong partnership with Indy Parks over the years and continue to grow there. You'll see some other, but they're also down at the IU track and soccer stadium and the IUPUI Lockfield Green. So many, many more locations, but throughout the city, and it is quickly growing in what they are doing. So there, you can see there is a vision in here for Lee Road Park, and it really is to provide exceptional opportunities for adults to experience a lifetime of fitness and fun through recreational programming. And so that is what CCA does for that adult group. So they are looking...
Real quick, Ms. Corey, definitely to contrast with the Y, generally the age group CCA services is...
It would be that 25 to 35 kind of age group.
And it is heavily skewed towards recreation league, not the hardcore competitive and co-ed. And I'm going to wear my other hat here. What we want to do with Lee Road in the shadow of what's going on here at Fort Harrison with the Otis and the two other projects that are definitely hot on the schedule, and the groundbreaking of the library and the hotel opening up. It makes a natural connection between Lee Road and coming into what we envision being the city center for the city of Lawrence. And this group is going to afford us to at least prime the pump on that goal. And with that said,
Okay, and so what they are looking to do is they are interested in doing pickleball one night a week for about 2 hours, and that would start on March 30th. They are looking to do 3 sessions. Their sessions are 8 weeks long. And then they also, the baseball diamond that is currently closest to Lee Road Park, the big diamond, that they would be using for kickball and softball, again, co-ed, and that would be Monday through Thursdays, so we would have activity happening 4 days a week from 6 to 8, starting also that last week in March, and they're also looking to do 3 sessions. There's a lot of opportunity, depending on how things go, to continue to grow and to use that space. The benefits is having these activities for an age group that we were not serving, really, with our leagues, and so this would create that for us as we continue to develop the park. Also, it creates opportunities to get other activities in that park. Sand volleyball is one of the largest growing activities with that age group, and so looking at a lot of opportunities that getting this successfully started, and how can we move forward to help develop that park to really be the place to go. The good thing about it is it's not just at Lawrence, but CCA is well known. And they pull from all over. And so people will, if they want to play that sport, they're going to come. So again, a great way to bring a lot of people to Lawrence to take advantage of our restaurants and all that we have going on as we continue to grow as a city.
Ms. Corey, point 3 on the use agreement there, because I jumped to point 3 because it's already spelled out when they want to use. Just the cost, real quick, you may want to just walk the group through that.
Okay, so you can see there that the total fee for a year would be for using the Lee Road 4 pickleball courts again. So when they are there, 4 of them are open for open play, so they are not using all of them, but that, and then along with the kickball and softball being played on the baseball diamond, that would be about $6,300 of revenue off of those sports, with those 3 sessions of each of those activities going on. And you can see the hourly breakout there of the fees of $25 per hour. For baseball diamond, that is exactly consistent, because we charge $75 for a baseball game, which is basic, is consistent with what we are currently doing, and that they're usually in the field for about 2 hours. And then we have our 8 hours, $8 per hour per day for our pickleball court, which is our for-profit rate.
Questions? Go ahead, Ms. Amy.
Will they have plans to use the concession stand?
There is look at how we can use the concession stand. We are looking at possibly a third party to be doing that, with revenue split between the City of Lawrence and CCA as we look to move forward with some of the agreements that we can do, but that right now is still in negotiations.
One thing that Corey didn't mention, they will have site supervisors there. For all their activities, so it's not just a free-for-all. Plus, they will do their field prep. They do all their own field prep, or all their own reffing if there's anything that's needed like that. Or
they do. CCA is capable of hosting big tournaments. I'm still not a pickleball guy. It's nuts. People are going crazy over it. But they do host giant tournaments, and we informed if they were willing, if they were going to have a big tournament, we would enter into an agreement where they would get exclusive use on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because we really emphasized that we would like to have Saturday, Sunday freed up for public, unencumbered use of the facility. Kind of control don't want to get into obviously exclusive use, and they got that, but they said they were capable of 2 or 3 times during the year of having a big outdoor tournament and hosting it, bringing folks in. and that piece about a third-party vendor for concessions, also a chance at revenue for the city and sponsorships. It's amazing. I went online to YouTube and watched a replay of a ESPN2 pickleball thing from 2 months ago. It's ridiculous. I don't get it, but it's wow.
They will be doing a little bit of change to the baseball diamond that is out there because it will be changed to a softball. And so they would skin that diamond, those expenses. They're bringing out the equipment. They would be doing that to convert that from baseball to softball. And I mean, at one point we were talking about, turning that into green space and not having that activity happening there. And this is giving the opportunity to have that activity happening, having all those people playing there, really see the new trails we put in and taking advantage of some of those kinds of things there. They can watch the butterflies as they come over time. So I think it really is, can be a great park that will really be repurposed in a way that fills a need for our community.
And it's a true example, once more, first time we've done this, a true public-private get-together out of this department on this level. Yes, Tom?
Which diamond are they using?
The one that's closest to Lee Road, that was
The old
Cathedral
CHS.
had played, yes, the field that Cathedral had played on.
Mm-hmm. If you go out there now, we've pulled the fencing out.
I've been out there for a while.
They would skin it, and were they kicking around either temporary fencing or how were they doing that?
They don't need fencing for the softball and what they do. And so the backstop just needs to be there, and that is staying. Eric's crew has been out there working on getting the fencing down, but you can see they left the things that we needed intact to be able to do this. It's kind of like if you go past the fields that are on Sunnyside Road.
Yeah,
That's what it would be, that it's a softball field that has there, but it doesn't have the side fence or the outfield fence, and it's not necessary.
It's also kind of like coaching 40 years and spending so many Thursdays and Saturdays at North Central in the spring. Behind North Central's home side of their football stadium, they have two fields that are just like that. And that's the CCA uses those fields for kickball, have skinned infield with just the fenced backstop.
So why did they choose, or we choose that field and not the other two fields?
The outfields there are not conducive to play because of some of the settling. We are having some conversation about if the dirt is good from the pickleball, do we start filling that in? Because hopefully the popularity of coming to Lawrence, everyone wants to come here and they need more space. And hopefully we can get use without a lot of expense by using the dirt from the pickleball and things, start getting that filled in and ready so that it can grow, and we will have more fields for play as the popularity grows here.
Yeah, pickleball dirt's got a lot of rocks and concrete and whatever in it.
The whole place has got.
It's just it's the best, worst, using the line from the movie Argo, it's the best, worst decision to use a field there, because those fields are, since they haven't been used and really groomed over the last 2 years, it didn't take long for to fall into this. No, they weren't very. So using that front field was the best, worst decision for them to use. And that field's
in good shape. That field's in very good shape.
Yeah, so you could tell it at least had some love.
Yeah, we don't want people playing on fields that aren't in good shape, because obviously the risk of liability, but that field is good.
It's a little ups and downs though.
Yeah, well, and if they'll play kickball, Tom, on 3 corners roughly of the diamond. They'll play. They can play 3 games of kickball at the same time.
That's good. I hadn't even thought about that.
Yep.
There'll be a lot of activity out there.
PE for grown-ups.
All right, that's fine. I'm all in favor.
PE for grown-ups.
The more activities, the better.
We may bring Roger Walter out of retirement, let him run the league. Anything else, Miss Corey?
I do have one other thing.
Yep, go ahead.
They did jump the gun on advertising on this. They've already advertised.
Oh, I know.
This, and, I understand they have a timeline and all that business, but they did get ahead of us on this.
Yes, they did. I saw that and I go, guys, geez, oh, Pete, make life harder for me. Yes.
Yeah, just,
Smack them in the hand.
I'm a little sensitive after the thing we had before with the baseball.
Oh, yes, I totally agree. When we got burned by, those tournaments,
Well,
got it.
you just need to be careful.
Point noted. Exception taken on that.
Thank you, yes.
Anything else? Being none, I would entertain a motion, the city of Lawrence enter into, Ms. Corey, a one-year agreement with Circle City Athletics for use of pickleball courts and baseball diamond out at Lee Road for the 2022 calendar year.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, this is the first one of these we've entered into. And Corey, I'm going to give this to you because it needs Ben and the big guy's signature.
If you want to give her this one.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we're going to have one more here, too.
Oh, yeah, we'll have one more to give. I'll go ahead and give it. We're going to have one more for you to take. All right. Use agreement. All right, Eric, we have the last one. Please share with us. These are our Scottish comrades in arms, the Gaelic Athletic Association. Talk to me, Eric. What do they want? When, where, how much?
The Gaelic group, Sundays again, which is from 9 to 2 on Sundays, and then Friday evenings, all three fields on Friday evenings for preparation for a big tournament in Chicago this year.
Are they going to use them? What's the time frame, calendar?
April the 5th through, well, they'll use it through November 1st for the regular Sunday league.
Okay, so April 5th to November 1 for Sunday League, correct?
Yes.
All right, and for the Friday?
May, June, and July.
Got it.
36 events total at $150 per event. Provides an income to us at $5,400 for the year.
And they've been
very good.
now, do they have access to unlocking and locking the restrooms?
They do.
Okay. Knock on wood, we've not had an issue with the neighbors over there.
No, this is a very, and especially on Sunday morning,
Right.
they're a very mild group at that time of day. So it's
And they were
2 years ago, someone broke a toilet and they fixed it.
knowing them, they probably wailed on them if they
No, I
found
don't
out.
think it was them. I think it was somebody else.
Oh, okay.
But they agreed to fix it and did pay for it. So
Okay.
they had paid in 2020, but had a balance into 2021. So they've used up all that balance. So this is a new contract for.
Now, when do they pay?
They usually pay at the beginning of the season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If they would play under any darn near
And if
any
they-
conditions.
And if they had some rainouts or something, then we prorate it for the next year. So, but they pay in advance.
Okay.
Okay.
Question? Is Amy anyone?
This is, I think you had said it if I missed it. Sorry, this is at Burns Park?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank
Yes, ma'am. Anything else?
Sundays they use 2 fields. Friday they'll use all 3. So
Okay, got it. Sundays, 2 fields. Okay, got it. And they are a hoot to watch. There you go. Anything else? Being none, I'd entertain a motion, City of Lawrence, to enter agreement on the prescribed dates with the Gaelic Athletic Association for the 2022 calendar year.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, hurl away. I'll go there and sign it. All right. Is there any other business before us? Anything? Going once?
Were the catering agreements on there? No.
No, those are tabled until March.
Okay. I just I didn't pay attention.
Ms. Corey? Ms. Liz? Little Norman?
I told her she had to make a comment.
Yeah, you come to these things here, kid. Tell your mom you want to go to Dairy Queen or Steak and Shake.
I told her to come up and say what a good job, what a great job the Parks Board did.
Yes, till we have fun. All right, being none, everybody have a good evening.